Hey everyone, it's Jamie from IndependenceStTarot and seasonsinritual, and I'm here with my good friend Helen, the Crimson Cadaverous.
Hello.
We are floating in outer space, and we're actually filming this on Sunday, the 27th. And Saturn, you should be able to see Saturn very well tonight, which
Yes, the Sun Saturn opposition. Saturn's super bright right now.
is great because we're going to release this at midnight. So,
Yes.
is it going to be bright though for the whole week or just tonight?
I mean, I think for the whole week, but
Okay.
like tonight is the brightest.
Okay. So you guys get your binoculars out. You'll be able to see its rings.
Yep.
This is what I do. I go outside. I'm like, whoa, let me focus these. And then I see all the heavens.
Yes. Gotta have those binoculars.
They're always right here in my pocket. I just pulled them out. Okay. Okay, you guys. So we have a big week this week.
Very big. We say that a lot, but like for real.
This for realsies. Here's the thing,
Yeah.
they just keep getting bigger and bigger, friends. Like
That's true. I think that's the thing is that like it's the biggest week ever this so far. So
here we are. Moving forward.
yes.
Okay, so Monday, the moon will be in Capricorn,
Yes.
but that's also a big day because Uranus will station retrograde.
Yes, which is what's interesting is by the time, so the moon starts off in Capricorn and then we'll move into Aquarius. And by the time the moon does that, that's when Uranus stations retrograde, which I think it's really like a fun little synchronicity because Uranus is ruled by Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got this like, we've got this Aquarius energy kind of matching up between like, the moon and Uranus stationing retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a really great way to start off the week as well because it's a very like revolutionary like energy that's really just speaking to the collective. And
Mm-hmm.
I like that energy is like how we're starting this week off with.
And it's gonna
So,
be okay.
oh, I was just going to say whenever we have planets that station retrograde, it's basically just a period for us to reflect upon the energy, that planet represents.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting with Uranus is Uranus represents awakening and change.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I
so
think
we're reflecting upon that right now.
right. And I think it lines up perfectly with Venus retrograde, us looking
Yeah.
at ourselves. And then
Yes, because Venus by the end of the week is going to station direct. So we've
mhm.
got these two planets like shifting around a lot.
And Mercury's retrograde.
Yes.
And then which by the way, we've talked about this, how this Mercury retrograde is about like it's gonna be a good one. It's about going over ourselves, thinking about how we think about ourselves, talk about ourselves, maybe reintroducing ourselves.
Yeah, and that's important. I like that you bring that up about like the retrogrades and stuff like that because I think a lot of times we always talk about this, they get a little bit of a bad rap.
Right.
And I think we have to start, kind of reframing our mindset about that they're not a period where everything's just going to go wrong. They're a period where things are going to slow down and we have time to reflect and reconsider. And
Because
so if
let's think
something goes quote unquote wrong, it's because it's something we're meant to look at.
right, because I kind of think of it this way as like, let's say it's like a retro party. And at
Mm-hmm.
first you're like, oh. But then you get there and you're like, I love this song. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh my God, I loved it. I love dressing like this, right? Like, oh, it's a nice time to revisit. You don't want to stay there the whole time.
No, you don't want to stay there the whole time. That's why retrogrades don't last forever. But
Right.
and especially with planets like the outer planets like Uranus, we don't necessarily feel this like intense retrograde period the whole time they're retrograde. It's
Mhm.
usually the intensity is usually like day they station retrograde and day they station direct.
So Monday.
Yes.
So Monday, give yourselves a little time on Monday.
Mhm.
And
And then,
also what's oh, go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, if you're feeling a little rebellious, lean in.
Intuit it. It's in the moon, right? And so also Uranus, like we said or mentioned earlier, Venus is retrograde. Venus rules Taurus,
Yes.
and Uranus is turning retrograde. Uranus is turning retrograde in Taurus.
Yes.
And Taurus's ruler Venus is also retrograde.
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that I think this is a lot of good energy to really do some introspection in order to move
Mhm.
forward. And also,
And
go ahead.
oh, go ahead. Finish
Well,
what
I
you
was
were
going
going
to
to say.
say, but also kind of like we were talking about things that we're just like not resonating with anymore. I think it's going to be very in our face, for lack of
Yeah.
better words. Okay.
I think so too. And I think there's a lot of things happening on that day that kind of support this liberation energy. I mean, I'm looking at the North Node trining Lilith at this, right now. And I think that right there is like basically just kind of like easily liberating us from anything that like is in the way of our path, that isn't true to us, that isn't right for us. And like, I think again, like a lot of this rebellious energy that we're feeling, it's not like we're not rebelling just to be obstinate.
Right.
We're rebelling because something doesn't feel true to us. And we
Yeah.
have to
Like there's, go ahead. Yeah, exactly. And I was going to tell you this. A lot of times with Uranus, well, let me speak for myself. I always think it could be this, it could be that. And honestly, it is really like a lightning bolt, and it's always like really good.
yeah, I agree. Like I think it's a lot of like sudden things coming through and we just have to like kind of be paying attention. So I think I think the thing that we want to focus on mainly with Monday is like staying present and just kind of, doing the reflection that we need to do on these things that kind of come up. So something big kind of might come up for us, but it's like it's meant for us to like reflect upon and spend some time with.
Right. And if you find yourself saying, I never thought of it like that before,
Yeah.
or I never thought, yeah, oh wow, I actually that doesn't bother me anymore. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Because it's in that moon, it's in that moon energy. So that's good. The moon is also the mother. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that works out with Mother Earth, our own mothers, how we mother others, how we mother ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately we're rebelling against the way we've been doing things so we can get back to a more authentic way of doing things.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Me too.
Don't I know it, Helen?
Right.
I know you're here for it for sure. Okay, so Tuesday. Also, let's just start. We can start talking about it. The full moon is going to be on Wednesday. So this Monday, we're going to start feeling this energy of this full moon. Things are going to start being illuminated.
Yes. And I
So,
think, that energy, is definitely something we're going to want to lean into.
mhm.
And we've got it. It's interesting because we've got this super pragmatic energy, the Capricorn moon, and then the Aquarius moon leading into the Pisces moon to almost like kind of like center us, ground us, stabilize us a little bit before we dive into these like, super like wishy-washy kind of intangible waters of Pisces.
Yeah. And what was crazy is my friend Patty just texted me, and Patty
Mhm.
is a Capricorn.
Mm,
I'm an Aquarius. But
there
what's
you go.
crazy, her note was we have an elder cat bathing a baby cat, and we just talked about mom energy.
Oh,
It's
there we
here we go. Yeah.
go.
Okay, friends. So Tuesday, the moon will still be in Aquarius, and it'll be in Aquarius all day.
Yes. And we've got like kind of this like almost like a T-square thing going on with the moon's interaction. So the moon is going to be opposite Venus, which is still in Leo retrograde,
Hmm.
and then also squaring Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. So like whenever we have a T-square, it's like it creates like a point of tension that's basically just challenging us to essentially, how do I want to say this? Challenging us to accept the challenge. That's not the way I want to say it,
Allow
basically.
myself to introduce myself.
Right.
So wait, where's the T square? Is the T square in Earth?
No, an air. Wait.
Because the moon's
No. Yeah, so it's like it's in fixed. It's a fixed T square
okay,
between like
okay, thank you, thank you.
Aquarius,
Okay,
Leo, Taurus. Yeah.
okay, okay, thank you. Thanks.
So fixed T square. So basically this energy that feels in a way like, immovable because it's fixed.
Right.
We're challenged to move it ourselves by basically facing it.
Mm-hmm.
So like with Moon and Aquarius, opposite Venus, squaring Jupiter and Uranus. I mean, to me, I think, the thing that like the point of tension.
We would need Scorpio to break
Yeah,
that tension. And I
yeah,
think that's interesting because the full moon is going to be in Pisces, which is the water sign.
right.
So no matter
So yeah,
what,
like our way of countering this tension is Scorpio.
right?
Then that's like facing our shadows, facing the secrets, facing the things that have been buried underneath.
Facing death,
Yes.
allowing things to die.
Yes, exactly. And so I think whatever challenges come up, and I think there will be some,
Yeah,
and I think that's okay because when we have challenges, that's the universe saying it's time for us to level up. Accept the
right,
challenge, you level up
right.
basically. And in this case, I think definitely, whatever does come up, we will want to face it so that
Right.
we can level up.
It's important to know that you can face it and you can conquer it. You can think about it differently. This is here for a huge shift. Like we're all shifting,
Yeah.
and part of that shift is having new thoughts about old situations, like so and so is probably, I don't want to say never gonna blah blah blah, right? But the thing is, when you look at so and so, you can have different thoughts about so and so.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I
Exactly.
know it's very vague. Um, so anyway, but I do feel like because moving into this full moon, which is on Wednesday,
Mhm.
it is a blue moon because everyone says it is. Okay, Helen is saying maybe not technically, but most people say when there's two full moons in 30 days, correct? That
Yeah, in like a month. Yeah, a
right,
calendar month.
then they count that as a blue moon.
Yes, we'll
It's
call it a
also
blue.
it's also a super moon.
Yes. And
Um,
that aspect of it is like what makes it even more rare is that like super moon at the same time as the blue moon. So it's like it's heavy, big energy, but also rare energy. So it's like, something really interesting for us to work with.
and it's conjunct Saturn, and to me that's really important because as you and I always talk about, Saturn is also Aquarius's ancient ruler. So you
Yeah,
have the moon in Aquarius leading up to Pisces.
right.
Um Uranus goes retrograde while the moon is in Aquarius, which is Aquarius's modern ruler.
Yes.
And then when it moves into Pisces and becomes a super full blue moon, which I can't wait to type that out in the heading.
Right.
Right, it is now conjunct Saturn, which is Aquarius's ancient ruler. And to me, and I think you do too, believe we're in this age of Aquarius.
Yes.
And so really see what comes up today, you guys, on that day. See what you feel. I feel like, and you and I have talked about this before, Saturn and Pisces is making things stable.
Yes.
Before people could like bullshit us, the illusion was there, a lot of
Mhm.
gaslighting. And with Saturn in Pisces, it's like, no, that's not it.
Yeah, it's definitely a cut through the bullshit kind of energy. And I think all those things that like those structures that were built on like, delusional, ridiculous things, we're seeing them crumble for a reason because they just can't exist with Saturn and Pisces.
They can't. And that's the other thing I want you guys to also know. Like everything's going to keep coming out. Everything's going to keep coming to the light.
Yeah.
No matter how many smoke and mirrors they keep trying to put up, it's just going to be shown. It's
Yeah.
just going to be shown. So, and I mean, I can see that in already so many ways, like, I don't know if you saw this, but a judge ruled that AI can't be copyrighted,
Oh,
like if you make a play or art with AI, it can't be copyrighted, and like, you people wanting to do things. I was going to turn this into like a little bit of politics actually I changed my mind. Okay, I changed my mind. Um, but they would say one thing and like look over here, look over here, and
yeah.
then
The
over
smoke and
here with
mirrors don't work.
right, but right behind them is actually happening what they don't want we're
Right.
going to see that. We're going to see.
Yeah, and I think, what's really interesting is, Pisces is obviously we talk about, known for like the intangible things, the things we can't quite put our finger on. And I think we also have to remember full moons are about things being revealed. I feel
Mhm.
like there's going to be a lot of things that maybe something deep down inside we knew either wasn't right or didn't quite fit. And it's just going to be revealed to us that, yes, that isn't right. We were correct about that.
Yeah.
Like our feelings were right. And I think that's the thing. There's a lot of like trusting of our feelings with this Pisces full moon because there's a lot of things where it's not going to be like on paper 2 + 2, where it's going to be, you can prove it. You're
Right.
just going to know certain things. You're just going to feel certain things, and you have to trust in that.
Right. And you guys, if it's a good, happy day, set those intentions, see what's illuminated, bring in those dreams. Pisces is dreams. So,
Yes.
Claim it, speak it out loud. This is what I want moving forward. This is how I feel moving forward. The illusion is cleared. I'm now me. I can show up as best as I can at this point in time. And so, but at the same time, if something is like, whoa, no, you have the skills, do your breathing, do your things. We've got skills to move through this, and unfortunately for the other side, we are advancing
Yeah.
no matter what you hear on the news.
The
We're
way of
advancing.
progress is always the way.
Yeah. And so with full moons, that's when I always say, this is the time to manifest. This is time to sit down and write. This is time just to be quiet and think what's coming through right now. That's
Yeah.
channeling, folks. So write down and see what comes through, set those intentions, especially in Pisces. Pisces is water. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is dreams, right?
Yeah.
So let's start pulling these dreams in. Saturn is in Pisces. It's going to make it stable. It's going to make it stable. So see things through fresh eyes. Wednesday, this whole week is just moon week, because Monday is coming up to the moon, and that because that moon's on Wednesday, then we still have the energy 3 days out.
Yeah. Like basically we're just feeling this full moon all week.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Thanks, Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, I Pisces wasn't my favorite for a long time, but I've
I mean,
matured.
yeah, I think it's like, again, it's something you have to like surrender to, because
Right.
it's like you can't pinpoint it all the time. You just have to like accept certain aspects of it.
Yeah. And now I have a deep respect for Pisces
Mm-hmm.
in theory. I met a beautiful Pisces person just the other day.
Oh,
Yeah. Her name's Connie. She's great. Okay. Thursday, the moon's still going to be in Pisces.
yes.
It's going to be sextiling Jupiter and Uranus, who are both in Taurus.
Yes. So I feel like that to me is like, if there's big changes we felt coming through, we're going to actually be able to make them, and it's not going to be that hard for us. It's going to be like, yep, we can change this. We can do this.
I like it's a little grease on the wheels.
Yes.
Okay. Also, and then it's an opposite Pallas Athena, who's in Virgo.
Yes, which I feel like is that nice stabilizing strategic energy to kind of be like, all right, we're making big changes, but we're going to kind of lock them in. They're going to be grounded. It's not going to be all over the place. We're not going to be throwing papers all over.
Yeah, Athena is strategic.
Yes.
Okay, Friday, the moon will still be in Pisces.
Yes.
Okay, what would you...
I like the fact that we've got a conjunction with Neptune that day, because to
good.
me, I feel like that kind of just like ties in all that big, beautiful energy of the Pisces full moon, and like kind of like allows us to like almost like dive deeper. Like anything we just like didn't quite dive that deep on during the full moon itself, like we've got that Neptune energy, just be like, go in and dream, go in into your unconscious, get it out.
Get bigger, baby, get bigger.
Yes.
Yep. Because it's squaring Vesta, who is our inner fire.
Yes.
Right.
Our spiritual calling, the fire that keeps us going in life.
Right. So with that square, it's gonna want to bring that fire to its perfect balance.
Yes.
So I mean, dream bigger. You guys want 8, go for 10.
Yeah.
Carpe effing diem.
Well, and especially because we've also got an opposition with Mars, which Mars is always going to ask us to go big.
Yeah. And it's trining Juno in Leo.
Yes.
So that trine. Go ahead.
I was going to say, for real, you got to commit to what you're doing, though.
Yeah. Commit to that idea that you are the inspiration. Commit to that idea that you can be inspired again. Commit to that idea that you can listen to your heart and make decisions based on it, based in a little bit of fantasy and a little bit of reality.
Yeah.
Based on discernment.
Mm-hmm.
We've been through a lot, you guys, in the past how many years?
Right.
So you'll know. You won't be like, is that a red flag? You'll be like, oh, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's okay. It's okay to get that trust back, to start dreaming again in your heart and showing up authentically and actually finding your tribe.
Yeah.
Think how many people have just like imploded and fallen away.
Yeah.
But now we see who's still here, and we also see new people coming in. Okay, Saturday. Oh, Moon in Aries, more fire, baby.
Yes.
So let's initiate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep going
And
over. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say forming that conjunction with Chiron. I think that's great.
Yeah.
So any of the things that like obviously full moon always kind of brings things up for us,
Yeah.
emotions, things of that nature. I feel like this moon in Aries conjunction with Chiron is helping us like kind of gain a higher perspective on some of these like wounding scenarios that we've dealt with, things that maybe we cried about during the Pisces full moon. We can kind of move past and like maybe find some power in actually.
I was gonna say this is like a real divine feminine rise for me on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yes, especially with the trine with Venus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So she's here, you guys. She's rising.
Yep.
Um,
And the ways that she's been wounded, we're all kind of healing collectively. So that's important to remember.
right. That's so good. Okay, Sunday, the moon will still be in Aries. And
Yes.
that's still initiation, you know?
Hmm.
Ooh, and
Yeah.
conjunct Eris in and the North Node, who are both
Yeah.
in Aries. Yeah.
To me, that's clearing away anything that's in the way of our path
Yeah. And
and
also,
just
you guys, you've
getting it
got
out of
to
the way.
start, yeah, you've got to start noticing what thoughts are keeping you from your path.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, intuitively, if you're like thinking, oh, this is what I want to do and this is where I want to go, but then you hear yourself saying, no, I should probably do this. Just going to throw it out there. Maybe just listen to your intuition
Yeah.
and do it,
Definitely.
because with all this energy blasting the planet right now, it's really important to see that maybe really the thing that is keep in our way is just not listening to our intuition, just going
Yeah.
that way. And the more you start stepping into that, it's one thing at a time. It's that high priestess energy. It's a little at a time. It's a little at a time. But then you start to see the road. It starts to get laid before you. All right. So, yep, trining Lilith and Leo. So that
Yeah.
moon in Aries is trining Lilith, who's in Leo. That's more fire. Lilith is accountability to me.
Yes.
And then is the moon moving into Taurus later that day?
Yes. Later on, and then forms a sextile with Saturn, which I think it's a beautiful way to end the week because we had that conjunction with Saturn during the full moon.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like we're kind of taking that energy and just actually like doing something with it versus like sitting with it. Because I feel like during the full moon, we were kind of just sitting with those feelings, and now we're actually kind of moving those feelings.
Yeah, making them more tangible.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
And
And
so
it's also a really great day because we've got Venus stationing direct.
yes.
Yes, I really like that because,
And
Venus being retrograde, there's a lot of things that we contemplate with that energy. She's our value system. So anything to do with our resources, anything to do with money, anything to do with beauty and art and, our
creativity.
feminine, yeah, creativity, our feminine energy, all those things we've been contemplating, which is great, but I feel like that also kind of makes a lot of those areas a bit stagnant while we're going through that contemplation period. So like if there's anything like again, like financially, things like that you just haven't known what to do with. I
Right.
think a lot of like information kind of comes in once Venus stations direct and we go, oh, that's what that was. This is what I need to do with this.
Yep. And that again, that divine feminine rising.
Yes.
I forgot that she was stationing direct. Here
Yes.
she is.
Again, that's divine feminine rising is when she gets out of her retrograde phase,
Yeah.
definitely.
And that's when we get out of our ways, you guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think this whole week is us kind of like learning how to get out of our own way and like for our own good. And like,
Right.
again, the Pisces full moon, I really feel like it's going to ask us to sit with a lot of things that
Can
that are
go.
going to help us move forward, but like we haven't sat with them because we can't explain them. And that's the whole thing with Pisces. We may not be able to explain it. We're just going to have to sit with them so we can feel them.
Right. And then you can say a couple things. You can say, I don't want to feel like this anymore. So I'm letting this shit go.
Right.
And you can say whatever this shit is. Whatever. It's time for it to go.
Yeah.
And then see what's illuminating. What do I do like? What is this moon showing me that is mine? For some reason, that word mine's coming in. What is yours? What is yours to take and to nurture and to birth at this time, if you will, with creativity and this Venus turning direct. And maybe those were things that before you didn't feel like you could, because you did feel like it was a wound, right? With Chiron.
Yeah.
And now you're like, wait a minute. I can do this. You mean we all felt that way? Or we all felt that? And they try to make it seem like that was something to be ashamed of?
Yeah, this is a very empowering energy this week, especially towards the end of the week. I really like it.
I do too. So you guys, just stay grounded with this super moon, blue moon, Pisces. That's a lot of, like we said, woo. So if you need to, wear your onyx, wear your red jasper. Helen is always dressed in red and or black or both. So she's always extremely grounded.
That's true.
Yes. But wear things that ground you guys at the same time, while still allowing you to be creative. That's going to be very helpful. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say about this about another big week coming through?
No, we got another big week. No, I mean, I think you covered it. Like, definitely remaining grounded, but also remain grounded, but also allow yourself to go with the flow.
Okay, I love it.
Don't be so rigid that like everything has to be, just so. It's like, 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot, in the water kind of thing.
Oh, you know who that is, don't you?
Temperance.
Also, the star card.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yes. I was thinking of Temperance card, but yes, of course, the star card too.
Yep, stars Aquarius. But I like Temperance too. You guys let this energy come in a little at a time, little at a time.
Yep.
That is how we're going to get through this. Okay, friends, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and Helen. You can get in touch with us on our YouTube channels and on Instagram. And then I have my website you can reach me by. Always like and subscribe.
All the things, the bells, the notifications, the dings,
Oh, whammies. No whammies. Was it? No whammies.
I think we don't want whammies. Yeah.
No whammies, all bells and cherries.
Yes.
Okay. All right, friends, until next time, I will see what's happening now when I do those Wednesday check-ins. Always something bananas is going on. So this time we're going to have the full moon.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what's going on.
Okay, so maybe we'll you might have one long video or 2 videos. I don't know. Just depends. Depends on what the weather's like too. There's supposed to be some rain coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, until next time, have a great week. Happy super full blue moon.
Yes.
In Pisces. All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. Oh, we're still recording. Sorry. Okay. Say bye again.
Bye. Bye again.